case to you all about MLK defending his ideology and showing that he was better for the developments of Black people. The first start off by saying there are two kinds of power. There's physical force and moral force. MLK mastered the second, and that's why we're even free enough to have this debate tonight. My debate case will feature three main points. I want to go ahead and talk about MLK's philosophy of nonviolence. That was not weakness, it was strategy. His discipline, resistance gained sympathy from the world and forced America to see its hypocrisy. Second point, his leadership produced laws, not just words. Civil Rights Act 1964, Voting Rights Act 1965, Fair Housing Act 1968. His vision unified a movement while Malcolm's early message often divided it. King made Black dignity universal, not conditional. We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. MLK said that in 1964. Dr. King didn't just change Black lives, he changed the soul of America. That's what real leadership does. And I ended with that.
Okay. That boy had a minute and 34 seconds to spare.
You think
All
As
that's
right,
long as
Reggie,
the
good?
you
point
ready?
is strong, I don't need all the time.
Yeah, I'm ready, bro.
All right. Three, two, one, go.
Malcolm X was the better leader for the development of Black people. And when we say development, the root word is develop. To grow, mature, and become more advanced. That's the definition. My argument is simple. Malcolm X didn't just make Black people better Black people, he made them better human beings. Look at the Nation of Islam in the 1950s under Elijah Muhammad, which is the group Malcolm X was the spokesman for. They had tens of thousands of members across the country. And within that organization, no drinking, no smoking, no drugs, no degeneracy. Those standards alone elevate a person because they free you from vice. You're a better version of yourself when you're sober and disciplined than you are than drunk and lost. Before Malcolm joined, he was in prison serving 6 years. In that cell, he picked up the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, the leader of the Nation of Islam, and that book opened his eyes. It transformed him. He cleaned up, educated himself, and even got other inmates to follow his example. That's leadership. That's development. After prison, Malcolm X became the spokesman for the Nation of Islam. And through him, thousands of others cleaned up their life, growing to 40,000 plus members, the Nation of Islam. His message built mental strength, discipline, and self worth. He taught Black people to stand tall, not shrink. He taught us to respect ourselves, defend ourselves, and do for ourselves. Malcolm promoted separation, not out of hate, but out of independence. You can't rely on the same oppressor who mistreated you for centuries to suddenly treat you well. Malcolm taught self reliance, build Black businesses, support Black doctors, strengthen Black communities. That's development. And here's the uncomfortable truth: when integration happened, Black economic power collapsed. Grocery stores, pharmacies, insurance companies, and etc. Entire business districts like Sweet Auburn and Bronzeville were destroyed because consumer dollars shifted towards white-owned establishments. Your Nike, Wooty Woo. Compare that to the results of MLK style integration. 70% of out of wedlock births, we can, no, my bad. The black community has 70% of out of wedlock births. In the early 1960s, Black families were stronger, partly because we lived in neighborhoods where our culture and pride and role models were visible. Down the street, you might see a doctor, a business owner, a Black professional. Today, you can find that, but it's not the same as seeing it in your neighborhood, in your everyday life. I yield the floor.
Your 3 minutes. All right, let me do my tallying for these intros.
David, you scared?
Stop talking to
Oh shit.
That was so rude.
me.
All right. All right. I got my scores. How we gonna start for this structure debate? We gonna flip a coin. Who want heads? Who want tails?
Tails.
Okay.
Ready? You said
Is he
tails.
here? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. It's heads.
Okay.
David, what you want to do?
I'll start off.
Go ahead. You got.
All right.
Hold on. Let me get your timer. What you got? 10 minutes.
Oh, we got 10 minutes apiece.
How we do
I
structured
think.
debate? You know how we do structured debate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 10 minutes is like for the overall time we go back and forth.
For the
That's
both of
fine.
y'all. Yeah.
Yeah. That.
Ready, set, go.
All right. All right. All right. I like your opening statement, Keyshawn. It was very inspiring, very black rooted, very promotional of what could have been and somewhat of what already is now. And I say that because what already is now is a direct reflection of MLK's ideology, because MLK actually put stuff into action, actually helped create laws that allow for us to not be on equal footing, but sometimes in some places be on higher ground than our oppressors. And I would love to say that the separation that Malcolm X wanted and that you're preaching was so much better. It sounds good. It does. However, I always feel like it's better to be on top than to be away from what I can't control. I want to be able to control it. I want to be able to integrate with it, and I want to be better than what it is. That's just my opinion. Whenever I see a white boy, a white man, white family, I want them to understand that I'm on the same ground as them and I could be their owner. I could be their CEO, anything like that. But I want to go ahead and get back to my initial points of this structured debate with legislative and tangible achievements. As I just mentioned, Malcolm was inspirational, but nothing he did led to actual change. MLK gave us actual change. If we were separated, we could not have done anything that we wanted. Civil Rights Act, Voting Rights Act, Fair Housing Act. We could be separate, but we could not vote for anybody. What's the point of that? If that's the point. We should just make our own country. But back then, how in the world would that have happened? Like I said, the civil rights movement under King's leadership created nationwide reform. His pen and presence changed the law. Malcolm's fire and passion, and the passion that Keyshawn is trying to persuade you all with, it changed conversations. It made good rule, but it didn't actually amount to any actual change. I want to go ahead and get to the next point is nonviolence as strategic warfare. Peaceful resistance wasn't passive. It was tactical pressure. Montgomery bus boycott lasted 381 days and bankrupted the bus system. Summer marches televised brutality that forced the Voting Rights Act. MLK's nonviolence turned police dogs and fire hoses into moral weapons that broke segregation's back. This whole point just emphasizes that even though MLK was not as radical as Malcolm X in his desires to be separate and to continue to develop alone in a way, it showed that through his own methods of nonviolence, he was still mentally developing and morally developing our own kind to continue to grow and understand that it takes way more to integrate and take over opposed to separating and running away when you could be better than what they are. And he did it in the most crazy way possible of nonviolence. That takes so much moral development, mental capacity, and confidence to even just able to do that. Do you have something to say?
Are you gonna let someone else speak? Like, how can I
Yeah,
respond?
you're at 6 minutes left, buddy.
I
Like,
mean, this is the structured debate. You can ask a question or anything. Go ahead.
well, you're not supposed to cut anyone off, and I don't want to lose points. But let me say
You can
Yep.
this.
simply say, "Can you go kayaks?" Go ahead.
Um, but all right, for future reference, I'd appreciate if you kept your points concise. There, that way we can go point by point and actually have a substantive conversation. But you made a point about how MLK achieved concrete legal wins. But my argument with Malcolm X is that he changed the people. One of the reasons that Hitler was so successful during the 1950s, during the Third Reich, was he told Germans that they were great and he invested into the Germans. That's part of the reason they were so
Y'all hear him?
effective. Can you not hear me?
Now you said German Hitler should invested and went out.
Let me add another minute.
Could you hear me or no, Mar?
No, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. All right. Part of the reason Hitler's Third Reich, when the Holocaust was going on, the reason he was so successful is he made Germans great. He not only made Germany great, but he invested into the Germans. I say this to say Malcolm changed people and pressured the system to act. The laws that were passed after the rise of more militant voices like Malcolm X and the growing threat of urban revolt, Malcolm gave MLK leverage with his movement. So, like I said, to go back to my opening statement, Malcolm made the actual people better. No drugs, no degeneracy, no alcohol. That's concrete change that you said did not happen. You have the floor.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Aside from my notes, if that's such concrete and great change, it sounds good, but at the end of the day, you'll still be a second-rate citizen. Is that the type of life that you want for Black people to this day? You can still
No,
have the confidence that,
my bad.
all right, so then I definitely disagree with what you're saying, and he made Black people more developed. You're
So
not
finish
as
your
developed
question.
unless you can be you're not as developed as you can be unless you're a first class citizen, which MLK produced. He produced us to become first class citizens. You can be developed in 10 million different ways, but if you're always looked at as seconds, that's always going to be a limit on your mental capacity of how far you can go.
That's so not true. What are we talking about? You act like there were no rich black men during the 50s and 60s. Literally, Malcolm X's dad, he stayed in a town in Michigan. He had a large property within a community of white people. You know what happened? The KKK, well, actually, the Black Legion went and burned his house down. They burnt it down because they saw him doing great. They say he didn't belong. So now that refutes your point, saying that you can't be great within a system that's not gonna let you be great. So now let's take it to the separation piece that Malcolm X preached, not integration like Martin Luther King. So if they go separate into their own community and they all build up. For example, we have Black Wall Street, all of this. That's concrete building. Like that's literally development. That's the development of a black industry. You don't. And then compared to integration that we have now, we're literally our black dollar leaves leaves quick. We don't even shop black as
Can
much
I
as
ask
we
you a
did back in the
question?
day. No. All right. Let me
Points taken
give you
off.
some
Reggie's
data.
being rude.
You said what? I said
Points taken
no.
off for being rude.
I said no. He asked me a
Part of
question.
the prompt was that you have to answer questions in full.
He said, "Can you ask him a question?" And you
I
said
said
no.
no. I said no. I wasn't done.
No.
Why
Oh,
can't
you
I ask
weren't
you a
done.
question
Okay,
in the
never mind. Go
debate?
ahead.
Because part of the debate is you have to answer questions in full. Are you running from part of the debate?
Bro,
That's
you
crazy to
talked
take
for
a
the
point off of
first
that though.
4 minutes. Now, when I just want to go on my own diatribe and monologue, I'm wrong. You can answer. You can
Pause,
ask me a
pause, pause.
question.
I'm pausing the time. It's a minute 34 left. I didn't know that you were saying no because you weren't done with your point. So therefore, your point is not taken. Sorry.
Okay,
A
let me
minute
just.
34 left on the clock. You
I
guys
got
keep
you.
going.
All right. So let me hit you with some data, David. All right. Did you know before integration in the early '60s, black business districts were thriving? For example, Chicago, Atlanta, and Tulsa. Many black-owned businesses were crushed because consumer dollars shifted to white-owned establishments, which came from integration. I yield the floor. You can ask me a question or respond to my point.
But so I love everything that you're saying. It all sounds beautiful, and I support it. Black people are a strong race of people that can continue to grow. It's the sky's the limit, whatever. However, just like you said, Malcolm X's father, forgive me if I have it wrong, he was kind of wealthy and he had a nice house and everything like that. He was doing good for himself on his own. But the KKK did not give a good goddamn. They didn't give a damn about Tulsa. They didn't give a damn about nothing. So no matter how far we kept going, no matter what heights we reached, we were always looked at as second class citizens, and they would destroy, we would build, they would destroy, we would build, and they would destroy. I believe that furthers the mindset of we can never reach the heights of anything. So in actuality, I feel like if you're not integrating and you continue that same cycle of hatred while you're trying to build and grow, that's like a prison. So your mind never fully develop. Your mind can never fully develop into what potentially you can actually be if you're looked at as a first class citizen. You understand that?
Time is up.
Yes.
Time is up. You tally up these scores, man.
Hey Cam, thanks for jumping in. I know I literally just said no.
Yeah, I didn't know. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm just talking to camera.
I know you happy, boy. You on your side.
Let me
I'm not
see.
on his side. All the nigga said was no. I'm like, nigga, I'm not being biased at the moment. All the nigga said was no.
All right, let's see. I think I'm gonna go this way with it.
The
All right.
debate not over with though, right,
Oh no,
Mark?
you still got open floor. No.
Okay, cool, cool, cool.
You were scared?
No, I wanted to get to more stuff.
All right. I just want to let you guys know that it is still a toss up. Um, you guys have between what is this 5 and 8 minutes. I'm giving you guys 6.5 minutes.
Okay.
All
Do with that
right.
information as you will. And the timer starts. Three, two, one, go.
Okay, so I'm gonna
All right,
first
David.
ask you
So,
this question right here.
okay.
If Malcolm's approach, I'm sorry, actually, you go ahead. Go ahead.
If Malcolm X's approach of integration was so good, why does the U.S. Census Bureau
Malcolm
data?
X approaching
My
of
bad. If
integration.
MLK, if no, no, yeah,
Yeah.
MLK's approach of integrations. If his approach was so good, then why, from in 1960, black children born to their parents was 78% married parents, but now today, black children born to married parents is 28 to 30%. That's a 50% drop off. Before
All
MLK
right. You
style
want me to answer the
integration,
question?
nearly 80%. Go ahead.
I feel like that has nothing to do with our development and our prompt. That's just poor leadership of our families. It's unfortunate, but there are many just outside factors of why this has not worked out. Like we can use you for example, as you continue to try and find your romance, your love, your wife, whatever. Let's say you get one, have a kid, then you want another woman. She says no, and she divorces you. Are we gonna actually blame MLK for that? Like you can use the stat you just did. for a lot of different things. See
But
what I'm saying?
my point really is that when you separate your community, you have no choice but to be a strong community. When you integrate everything's, it's like a backwater. Like you throw anything in there, culture mix. But when you have strong culture, that goes downstream to a
You think
strong
our culture isn't
community.
strong right now?
No, we have no
I
founding.
think our
We
culture is very strong. We are the most imitated culture around the world. We're
for
globally imitated by
degeneracy,
everyone. No, not
degeneracy,
just for
worldwide
degeneracy.
degeneracy.
They wear our hair like ours. They get bigger lips like us. They dress like us. They want to be
White
just like us.
black women dress like white women. What are you talking about? That straight hair? Black women's hair does not grow straight. In case you didn't
They
know, it
listen
grows
to
straight
our
into the front like
music.
an afro.
They want to be just like us, bro.
Does
Now,
our
granted,
is our culture
black
good?
woman
Is our Where's the
Granted, black
data?
woman. Just
Where's
let
the
me finish this
data?
point. Just let me finish this point. Granted, black women do wear wigs to kind of imitate white people hair, but it's just simply easier for them to maintain. Our natural hair is beautiful, strong, but it requires a lot more just care.
You see
But
this? You see this?
what was
This
your
is my real
question?
hair. This is my real hair. Stop making
What about
excuses.
it?
It's easy to maintain. Don't make excuses for black women saying that this
I
shit.
disagree. But what was your point after that?
Um, I mean, are you saying our culture? We are the most influential culture around the world, but what our culture promotes is degeneracy. Look at the top figures in music or entertainment. Who do we have? Sexy Red. Look like you remind me of her.
You know,
Oh, go
I'm gonna
ahead.
let you finish.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
For every degenerate that you do name, I could probably go back and forth with you on plenty of black historic or present leaders that we have now just to make up
Go,
for it.
go. Let's go.
Okay, you said Sexy Red. I'm gonna say Andre Dickens.
He's not widely known. Like he may be there, but he's not. Like you can name Dr. Ben Carson next. He's still not widely known. Like compared to a Sexy Red, who has more influence, Sexy Red or Andre Dickens?
Depends on where you're looking for. It depends on the artist that you're asking.
All right, let's go to the youth. Let's create a subset. The youth. Who has more influence on the youth, which is the future? Andre Dickens or
For
Sexy Red?
Georgia or just the world,
Let's go. United States. Black American. Foundational
yeah, I
Black
wouldn't
American.
use Andre Dickens. Then I would lose that. Obviously, that's not even a question I'm entertaining.
Let
So
me
if we're
Okay.
gonna
interject.
go with
If we were to do it in the United States, who would you compare Sexy Red to for the other side for you, David?
Barack
Barack
Obama,
Obama is not a foundational Black American, number one. I do want to. He may
We're
be
talking
why
about
do you say
influenced.
that?
talking
He's
about
not. His parents, his
But why
dad
do you
is.
say that?
he's Hawaiian or some shit. Like he's not technically
Wait, Mara,
completely fully
time
black.
out. Keyshawn, why do you say that?
He is
Hey,
not.
hold on.
Like
Let me
it's
hop
not.
in real quick. Hold
Oh
on.
my
He
Wait,
god.
can
can
use
I talk
Barack.
to
I'm pausing the
Keyshawn,
timer.
bro?
He can use
I'm pausing the
Barack, but
timer. I'm
I ain't
pausing
gonna
the
lie.
timer.
Andre
Cam,
Dickens
me
some
and Cam
shit
both
that
hopping in.
that shit was kind of retarded, bro, to use. I ain't gonna lie, but he can use Barack
Why?
though.
Wait, time out.
Nigga,
So
he said
everybody,
Andre.
okay, let
Like
me ask
nigga,
this
nobody
question.
outside of this damn state of Georgia know no damn Andre Dickens.
And that's why
Everybody.
we just said if we're not talking about Atlanta, Andre Dickens makes no sense. So we went
Yeah, that's why I
nationally,
said if we're gonna go nationwide or
If
global,
you
who would
think
he
about it,
use?
niggas know Malcolm X and Martin Luther King nationwide, so therefore I would hope he'll use national political figures.
But
well,
we're talking
Maybe he'll
about
use some
at the
civil rights
moment.
if
stuff
We're
too.
talking
Mari
current
Nah,
and
though.
nah,
Cam
I ain't
would
gonna say
hop out
civil.
of the argument, Keyshawn and David can continue. You only got to one person
Yeah,
so
we're talking
far.
about
But
current.
goodness.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get to my point across. If we're talking about a current figure for Sexy Red to be compared to on the positive side, who would you compare her to?
Honestly and truly, I
Traditional black.
probably have to. You said traditional black.
Yeah, like actually black, like not mixed or nothing.
Mm. That's kind of hard because I would just look towards politics, but it just depends on your audience. So for
Damn.
me personally, I would just say, uh, I probably
How much time
go.
you get to think? Well, go ahead.
I'm putting the timer back on.
Uh, I'll probably go with
There's a minute and 40
what's her
left.
name? I'll probably go with Kamala, bro.
Oh my God, that was such a terrible example. People don't even
All right,
like
Bro,
college
Raven, give me
come
football.
one
on,
more.
bro.
He's not
David, give me
even
one more.
black.
Listen,
Just
you could
because.
Cam,
He's
go on
my
mute.
nigga, you
David,
could have said that shit
Wait,
and still would have
Cam,
said
Cam,
you
go on
black.
Cam,
mute. Cam, go on
Cam,
mute.
Cam,
Give
Cam,
me
bro,
one more, and David,
Cam.
give me one more.
give you one
Uh,
more.
like, you know what's so crazy, bro? I really want to say Stephen A. next, but he just has to hop into the argument when he's not even arguing. Now it seems like I'm just finna steal what he says. So, like, what? Thank you a lot, bro. Appreciate it.
uh, I give you a counter. NBA YoungBoy, green flag, nigga, pull up and drop a nigga, easy. YoungBoy, popping
Bullshit.
drugs. Always got a
If
blunt in
you
his
said
mouth.
him, I was gonna say Stephen A. Smith. However, let me just go back to the Kamala point. If we're saying sexy red, she has a lot of influence. So I chose to use another woman who would have a lot of influence due to her recent campaign. So the entire world, not just the USA, would know about Kamala and her stance for black people. Well, not just even black people, just people who are mixed minorities and black people.
Well, it's a good thing Kamala's not black. But let's move this topic. So I have another question for you. Did you know homicides rates tripled?
Ten
From
seconds.
Yeah, did you know homicide
If we get
rates
like,
triple from now
he
to
just said
yeah?
time, didn't
I
he?
agree. No, he said 10 seconds, but I agree. I would want some more
Uh,
time.
yeah, can we
Uh,
get like a minute more, 2 minutes? Can't really interject it for like 2 minutes, bro.
I would say like three. What? You're on mute,
But yeah,
Mohamed.
if we're gonna continue with those points, I was like my Stephen A. compared to your NBA YoungBoy does not have the same amount of credibility or I guess nationwide like I guess influence as Stephen A. Stephen A. has risen to the ranks as a simple ESPN
Yeah, I know who he is. I know who he is.
analyst,
Yeah.
but he has transitioned into politics. And he actually had, I think, about a 3% chance or something like that to actually have a chance to win the presidency. His views had got him on multiple shows, as in The View. He's worked
Yeah,
with
I don't need his resume,
plenty.
buddy. But let's get back to
But
how we even got here. We got here by you saying black culture is the most influential culture in the world, which is true. I argued that
and we went
nigga.
back and forth for degenerative versus good.
Okay, thank you. I wasn't gonna say that. Yeah. Yes.
And I gave you
So
good for everyone you gave bad.
we can, but actually, we could keep going person for person. We know that I win because like it's
Mhm.
easy. But I argue that it's a culture of degeneracy, and our culture went down from integration. And then I argue as well that when you separate your culture, you have no choice but to be great. Like it's different when you have a black doctor as your next door neighbor, as opposed to a black doctor that you see, let's just say in another neighborhood that you might not see.
And I would argue that it's different when you see you're at a all white hospital or majority white hospital, then the CEO comes in or the chief and he's black. You look at him and say, man, you made it. He's an inspiration to everyone who thinks that they can't make it because they're second rate or they have to go to the
All
hood
right.
to find something that they can do.
So what if you're in a separated community and everybody in the hospital is black?
And in this vision that you have, they'll all be looked at as second rate citizens.
Don't tell my
No,
name.
they wouldn't, bro. Hey, silence, boy. All right. So you said second-rate citizens. Do you realize that Malcolm, in his speech, "The Ballot or the Bullet," he was arguing that for black nationalism, which black nationalism just means having control over your own politics. So not letting your oppressor dictate the world you live, which is why I'm saying that he had a better. Actually, also we have to remember the development of black people. He had more concrete. He had 40,000 members, not on drugs, doing no degeneracy.
You
Um,
know he left the Nation of Islam, right?
Yes, I do. I know he left in around the 1960s, but
Okay.
that's a measurable metric that
Hmm.
we have. So
Okay. Yeah,
Time is
so
up. David, if you want to get your thought off, go ahead.
yeah, so this is what I was saying that the 40,000 people and all that, and actually do stuff with self-sustain, whatever the heck he was saying. All that sounds good. He trying to develop a whole country inside of a country as second-rate citizens. That was never feasible. That's why MLK actually got laws passed to actually help the development of Black people and something that was feasible.
Can I just give one sentence?
I
Yeah,
just
one
responded
sentence.
to what you
Last
said.
sentence,
What
and
we
that's it.
see has like we are living his dream. We are integrated. We are
And it's
integrated
an
and we're at
amazing
our
dream, right?
lowest point. You said what?
I'm sorry, you said it's our lowest point.
Yes. If you look at
Our
where we
lowest
were
point was
from
when we were in chains.
okay. Well, I don't mean it literally, but I mean that we're at a lower point compared to when we were in the 1960s, and the data indicates it. The data says
I
that,
disagree because we would walk outside and be in fear for our lives.
but our community was stronger.
Our community got bombed over and over and over again. Why do you
Okay,
think
and Malcolm
Tulsa
preached
burned
self
down?
defense. He literally preached self defense. What are we
And you
talking about?
take one of
Mal-
theirs, they take 10 of ours. You know who said that?
MLK was you. Are you okay with getting bitten by a damn dog and not doing anything?
And are you okay with getting your revenge on one person and they killing your entire family?
If you're all right, do you know what the fruit of Islam is? It was a
No,
subsection,
explain.
it was a sub militia within the Nation of Islam. For example, one time, one of the members of the Nation of Islam, he was getting a suit out of his car. The police, because the police was corrupt back then, went and arrested him because they thought the suits were stolen. So they arrested him and beat him down. Then they took him to jail. Malcolm X got word of this. He gathered the fruit of Islam, a subset of the Nation of Islam, all dressed in suits, and they went down to the police department and demanded that you let him see the person that they took without proper rights. That's power.
What does
All
that have
right.
to do with the development, though?
I mean, it's organization. When you can organize 40 people to go do something and then they're all
Didn't
clean
MLK
cut.
organize the March on Washington? The March on Selma?
Yeah,
That's
but
what
I was
actually got
making
change done to the development of Black people?
you're arguing
You just
that
said organization.
the
I
laws
gave you
change, but
organization.
he changed laws, but he didn't change the people. The
He
data
did change the people.
indicates
He
it.
showed them that they could be first-rate citizens just like white people if they had the right to vote.
Why are you
They
trying
had
to
the
be
right
like
to
a
buy
white
houses.
person? Why do you want to be white so bad? I don't want to be white. I don't want to be
You
like a
just
white
want to
person.
be a citizen. I never said white. I said first-rate citizen.
Like
All right,
white
all right, all
people.
right. Time is up. Time is up. Time is up. Fuck this shit. I think I've heard enough. At least with this section. Cam, come here.
Cam, come
Mm.
here.
He said, "Come here,
Yeah.
boy."
Yeah,
So
man.
what's gonna happen is if Cam got any questions or if I got any questions, we're gonna let those be a floor. We're not gonna have no time limit for this part. We're just gonna get to the bottom of this shit, and then I'm gonna make my final decision at the end of this.
I bet.
Cam, you got
Okay.
any questions off the top of your head?
Yeah. Um. So this is going back. I don't even want to ask this question because it's kind of giving one of them like I feel like I
Just
know
don't
this
ask, bro.
person who, but one of them missed out on a lot of things they could have said. So I
Oh
ain't
my
really got
goodness, bro.
I ain't really got no questions for real.
Let me ask you this question, Cam. How can we miss out on so many things if we're stuck on one topic, just going back and forth? We just don't. We don't
Like
have the
really,
time or
David,
capacity
I'm
just to
really
get
talking
through it,
about you,
bro.
David. Like with the Reginald part when he was talking about like Sissy Red, nigga, the one person you could have said was LeBron
I
James.
was thinking
Like
LeBron
LeBron,
too.
Bro,
I was
bro,
thinking
like
bro,
LeBron.
bro,
what do
bro,
you?
bro.
I was thinking that the whole time. Like, bro, this nigga is not gonna say LeBron James, and LeBron James sometimes puts himself into politics.
But
Exactly. But he
Ooh,
said he
hey,
gave
but
a
hold on, hold
woman,
on,
so I
hold
just
on.
did
You
woman
gotta
for woman.
remember. Whoa, Mari. We gotta remember. That's not even
I'm
a
listening.
question. He just giving
That's not a
points.
question. It's going to be disregarded, but yeah, we're still going to keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Um.
I get the rest of my thoughts at the end though. So Mark, use that to you.
Okay. Um, Let me see if I got any questions. I'm finna go into a little hiding place real quick. Let me go to my brain.
But yeah, LeBron has influence, but I mean, when you say he inserts himself in politics, no one takes his political opinion serious. Just keep it a
Man,
being.
I feel like
Mm,
niggas do, bro.
to a
I,
certain degree.
Like
However,
niggas take what
just
he say serious. Like when he started that boycott back when maybe them shits was having that boycott when like niggas was getting gunned out of police and shit. Like niggas took that shit serious. Not like certain politics aspects, but niggas take what he say serious.
I mean, he's a positive black leader, bro. Like,
Nigga,
Hey,
yeah.
David, I
everybody
got a
name
question
is.
for you, bro. You see how? What the fuck? Get your ass in the cage. Anyway, um, to my point, what I was finna go with before Benji fucking rudely interrupted me. Reggie had a point about like easy stat lines that you can see that follows from what like happened from his leadership, right? So besides, because the topic was development of people, it wasn't change of like laws and shit like that. So with that being said, what is something that directly ties to the people developing under MLK leadership?
Are you asking me that?
Yes.
I thought you just said Kishan.
No.
Okay, so what directly so what MLK did with his laws, how does that affect the development of black people's like
No, I'm
that
saying like
actual
what
people?
exactly did he do under his leadership? What exactly did he do that developed black people over time for the
He
betterment?
freed their minds. They did not think anymore that they were second rate citizens. They did not have to live in fear. They did not have to live in uh, scavenger mode to separate. And once we build, they'll tear it back down. There's no points. That's what he did. He changed their mindsets to believe that they were just as good or even better than their oppressors or white people.
Can
That's
I
a good
get
point.
can I get 20 seconds on that?
Why not?
All right, so he says they freed their minds. Elijah Muhammad, the leader of the Nation of Islam, has a book entitled Message to the Black Man. Remember, Malcolm X was a spokesman for it. So, literally, Malcolm X freed his mind. How do you even get the courage to build a black business if your mind is not freed?
Okay.
I mean, you asking me or is it rhetorical?
No, it was rhetorical.
Okay.
Um. All right. Hmm. I'm not gonna lie. This was a close one.
So all the questions you got?
I I think I've came to my conclusion, and it was really really close. I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like he might have got you on this one. And the reason I feel like he got you on this one, it was the fact that when you were asked to go back and forth with him, but with the people, like when he said whoever he said, and then you had to say who you said, you fumbled that.
Can I say
He
something real
did.
quick?
He did fumble that part, bro. I ain't gonna
You
lie.
fumbled
How can
that
I
part.
wait? Can I respond? Can I
No, wait,
respond?
no, let
Yeah,
Murray finish his thoughts. That's all I wanted to hear.
How can
yeah. I let
I
him finish.
fumble it if Cam jumps in, takes the
Nigga,
thunder,
what?
then it's like,
Oh
oh, it's
my
his
So
creation.
you're
god,
gonna
bro.
blame Cam when I gave you extra
Nigga, do not
time?
blame me on that shit, nigga. You need
Wait,
to
time
help me.
out. Can I finish? 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 Can I finish?
Yeah.
Let me just finish.
Go
First,
ahead.
he said sexy red. Then I said Andre Dickens. Then we clarified and said not just on the state city level, we said national. So then I said Barack Obama. I feel like that's better than sexy red. Then
Okay,
we
but
said,
with what you're saying though,
mm-hmm.
if you go look at the overall topic of that conversation, it was influence over the black people and the leadership over the black people. And honestly, Sexy Red has a lot more influence over the black people than Barack Obama or Andre Dickens or anybody else that you mentioned.
I disagree. Can I tell
I
you
feel like,
why?
and the reason I say that is because think about it, like even when you were talking about the culture of black people, like they just want to do the hood rat shit that we get to do. I ain't gonna lie, like that was one of the strongest arguments that Reggie even imposed, and that's why I feel like he won his debate.
All right, may I interject with you now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So in regards to that, I disagree. Barack Obama has way more influence than Sexy Red. No ever disrespect Barack Obama again. For one, people don't even acknowledge
You standpoint. We're not
Biden
talking about
or
from
hold
the.
on, let me finish, bro. Let me finish. Let me
Go
finish. Let
ahead.
me finish. For one, Black people only recognize Barack Obama as their damn president. Some people are like cults for Barack Obama as their only president. That's their only first wife, first family, or whatever. They support Barack Obama in all his endeavors in which he can get a third term. They be simulating different uh campaigns versus Trump or versus anybody, and they're sweeping. Obama is going to sweep them in blah 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 blah. Do you not be seeing those things, or am I tripping?
Oh no, I understand what you're saying, but
He
the thing
literally
about
has
it,
a
what we're
song,
talking
"My
about,
president is black,
it,
my Lambo is
yes,
blue."
yes, I remember all of that. Yes, but we're
Yes,
talking about
so go ahead.
influence. My thing with influence starts with the kids, bro. If the kids latch onto it, then that's what's gonna go. That's what's gonna be pushed. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's how
I ain't,
influence works.
I ain't gonna lie. I think
So
Barack Obama as a whole, I think that nigga got way more influence. That nigga had people going red nuts for Obama.
That's what
Like
I'm saying. Like
he had rednecks going saying some shit like that.
you're
Then
underestimating how much influence Obama
nah, he
has.
did
Like
have
we
some influence.
I
literally
don't
were
think I
singing,
am
"My
though. I'm
president is
talking.
black, my
And
Lambo
If
is
we're
people
gonna,
be
blue."
talking about
if
him
we
I
like
look
mean,
that.
that's
at
not the only
global
reason I
though,
won, though.
We
So
haven't heard of Sexy Red in like the last 2 years, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
it's not even about the.
He not
It's
getting
not
bow,
even
popular
bow,
about the
enough.
bow,
sexy red
bow.
person in general. We're talking about the degeneracy of people trying to mimic it. Like that's what he was talking about, and that's why I feel
And
like if we're talking about the development of people, we didn't start being
let me
degenerate until
reply after you.
after MLK.
Sorry, I forget.
Hold on, you're changing what we're talking
After
about. I'm going
after
to continue our
immigration
discussion.
and the father
hmm
was removed, that's when the degeneracy started, which was the 70s and 80s.
Okay, I'm going to respond now. You're changing what we're talking about. I'm going to finish the Barack Obama points before I continue to go back to that point about the fathers and everything like that. One,
Okay.
Yeah, that's
every black person that is in politics or every young man that tells their family that they're going to be into politics, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, the next Obama coming up. That is concrete facts. Every black person is seen as the next Obama when it comes to politics. Every son,
Okay.
every whatever. So I think that further disputes the point that Sexy Red has more influence than Obama. Second,
I feel like that's were you done?
nah, I was gonna get to the 70s point. Second,
Okay.
if you're gonna get into the 70s and all of that, let me ask you a question. When did MLK die?
Shit, let's go look at the date.
1969, I think. 69 or
1968.
68. Yeah.
How could MLK continue to hold his hands in wisdom and inspire the community for fathers to be there if he was dead?
Through organization. That's where Malcolm X, if you
That's what I'm
stayed in the
that
Nation of Islam,
exactly.
if you stayed in the Nation of Islam, whether, even though Malcolm X did leave, I acknowledge that point. You do it through
Yeah.
organization. When you have structured guidelines and structured rules, the clique that builds culture.
Yeah,
Do
and I
you
feel
not
like culture was
understand,
broken as both of those people were gone.
guys? Y'all
Yeah.
gotta understand. MLK had organizations too.
Well, name it.
Yeah.
Why don't you name it?
SCLC, but nobody knows what
You
that
didn't
is.
argue
So I'm
either
not
though.
How many members were in it? What were the values?
a lot, bro. I'm not gonna lie
A
to you.
lot. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. A lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
you didn't use
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. You didn't use that in your argument though.
I understand. That's fine. But now that we're mentioning it, organizations are nothing without the leader, though, because you could say the same thing for Malcolm X. His organization, what was it called again?
Nation of Islam.
Nation of Islam, and the smaller one in it. You could say the
Wait,
same
The Fruit
thing.
of
What was
Islam.
his
hold
organization
on, hold on, hold
doing?
on, hold
Oh,
on.
no, 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 no. What was his organization doing to help prevent the fathers from leaving the families? Answer that for me, Kashan and Mar.
All right. In the
I'm not
nation
a part of the debate, sir.
of Islam, like remember I said no degeneracy. That encompasses having sex with indiscriminate women. For example, the reason Malcolm X left is because Elijah Muhammad had sex and had many mistresses, and he felt like that was very hypocritical as the leader. So that's one concrete thing. Even though he left and then he went on to create something else of his own. By the way, that is that stops.
Okay, cool. So my point is, whatever organization that Malcolm X was in and he left, created, or whatever, they did not continue to help inspire and lead Black people. So
Yes, he
what you're saying
did.
that but your stat saying that the fathers and everything from the 70s, 80s went away, what Malcolm X left behind could not sustain the fathers in staying and not leaving. You see what I'm saying?
You know who Minister Louis Farrakhan is? The
No,
current?
do you see what I'm saying?
No.
You don't see what I'm saying about that? Mar, do you see what I'm saying?
I didn't hear you. My bad. Go ahead.
Understand this. He's bringing up the point that he had organizations and this, that,
Mhm.
and the third. Your point was that you agree with him saying the fathers were leaving in the 70s and 80s, right? What
Yeah.
did Malcolm X leave behind with his organizations to stop the fathers from leaving? Nothing. Nothing he did or his organizations could further uplift as well. You see what
I
I'm saying?
just refuted the point
No, but
saying
the point that I was trying to make was the what is it, the rules that the organization has. That's what's keeping the families together, is because that's what they're
But
living
what
by.
family stayed together?
bro, it had 40,000 members,
Th-
buddy.
Yeah, they
Like,
had, but didn't. But he just said 70% of people were having.
oh yeah,
Uh,
yes. Yeah, I did say that as well. Yes.
yeah, he said 78% or some shit like that.
78% of
So
black children were
And then
born
what?
to
after
married
that, it dropped
parents.
Mhm.
to like by 50%.
30. Right now it's 30%.
So what happened to that? That's what I'm asking. The lasting legacy that Malcolm X had, what happened to that? Why did it dwindle down? And why is it MLK's fault?
It's not
I
MLK's
feel like it's
fault.
MLK's fault because after integration,
Yeah,
niggas
that is true.
thought that they can just do whatever the fuck they wanted to do.
And
After
so why did
integration,
Malcolm X theories
Malcolm X
not
And I,
died.
continue
Do
to
you know Malcolm
outlast
X was
that?
killed? Do you know that? Like, he was killed,
That's
buddy.
my point as well. MLK was killed. So this whole point of 70 to 30%, that's not really a viable point to me because neither one could stay alive to keep their ideologies to continue to uplift the black community and potentially keep families together. If
Well,
our leaders are taken out,
but I feel like
why
that
are they
didn't
penalized for that?
even. I feel like the reason MLK is penalized for that is because he's the one that caused integration to begin with, and then
So
on
are you
top
saying
of that,
integration was a bad thing?
y- not completely, because it's one of those things where
Watch
it's like
yourself. Watch
it has
yourself.
its good and it has its bad. It's one of those things where it has its good and has its bad. The reason our fucking economic system terrible. That's the one of the worst things that came out of it. Fathers being left out of the home. That's another thing that came out of it.
You can't keep
And
using that point, bro. I just refuted it.
I
did
don't think
you
you did
though?
though.
Did you
Why
though?
not? If our leaders have been taken out from both sides, how can their ideologies continue to keep the families together?
Through
Well, one.
organization.
Huh?
Through
What'd you say, Keith?
organization. Yes, like I
Through
said, through
organizations.
yes.
And the
Organization.
organizations that you mentioned, the Nation of Islam, they obviously did not keep the families together. So
They
Malcolm
still
X,
exist
strong teaching
today.
points.
They lost
So
art.
there's just a 30%, that's it. They just make up the 30%, that's it.
Probably said.
You see what I'm saying? Now, see, there is no basis for this. You're just feeding into
Okay, we
what
can
he's
refute
saying,
that. We
Mar,
can
without
refute
having
that
an
point.
But
understanding.
even
This is
then,
why I have
the
to be
debate
so
is
Even if
over.
we refute that point,
Like,
though, I feel like
I
I
mean,
feel
no,
like
that's
Malcolm's still
fine,
on the better side
bro.
of that though,
you
because
didn't make this
But
point during
why?
the
originally
debate.
you were arguing for change, and he was arguing for development of people, and that was the
No, I
original
wasn't.
topic to begin with.
Hear me out. The development of a person is halted if they're forever seen as second and never equal. Does that not make sense?
Yeah, but what about the aftermath of them feeling equal and doing a whole lot of bullshit?
That we cannot argue or dispute because the leaders passed away. You see what I'm saying?
Can we? All right, all right. to move the things along. Mark, can you say the other reasons you think I won? That couldn't have been the only thing. Maybe it was. And then I want to hear Cam's perspective. We David can argue all day. Like this
And
is
I
not
also
new.
want to just
David
add
will
this as
I
well.
feel like the culture is strong.
I just want to add
The
this as
culture
well too.
strong one because I don't feel like
Right.
the culture is the one that David he just struggled with that one.
But what was the culture? What were we talking about?
He, he
influencing
said,
culture.
"What
You
was
said.
the?"
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead, Mark.
No, you got to keep.
Yeah.
Oh, I asked him what are some other points I won. I think he just said so. He was saying culture, like you couldn't defend yourself. You were flailing like a fucking penguin during that one.
But how? But how? Don't just feed into what
Bro,
he's
don't
saying,
entertain
Mari.
this
Actually
nigga.
have
Cam knows he
concrete
will go
evidence.
back and forth. Do
Kim,
not.
you can say it as well. I was refuting his points. So when we're talking about culture, what were the conversation like points that made me just lose?
Can we run 2K as well? Like, Mark, can you please finish the other reason I won? Then let Cam talk, and then we can argue all on 2K, bro.
I'm cool with that too.
Well, let me see. So when I was doing my points, right,
Yeah.
I feel like Key's intro was stronger, right?
I mean, you got
Because
them.
he
Fuck
actually
with
brought
that shit.
points. David, you just had basically a intro monologue, which
Chat
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gave
GPT.
Key a 4 for, and I gave you a 3. But then for
That's
your
cool.
structure, I felt like Keys was a 3, and I felt like David had a 4. But then when we got to the open and floor, I feel like he beat you in open floor. That's really what it came down to.
I mean, I feel it, but let's go back to that culture point, bro. When you're
Wait, no,
talking
no, no.
about culture,
Let Cam say his reasons and who he thinks
No,
won,
no,
and
no,
then
no, no.
you know.
Shut the fuck no, no,
No,
no.
I'm
Shut
finna
the
invite
go
fuck
you,
ahead,
up.
Jalen.
Cam.
No, no,
Go
no.
ahead,
Get
You
on the
Cam.
not. You don't
game.
get in here and run shit, bro.
Hey, kick
Cam,
Jalen
go
out
ahead.
real quick. Then we'll come back to him, bro.
Keep
Bro,
me out.
Cam,
Get your ass, nigga.
that was Cam that left. I'm finna invite y'all. Just
All right, bro. All right. So back to the culture points.
no,
Wait,
no, no.
Cam,
Let
you back?
Cam
You gonna
speak
talk?
first,
I'm
please.
eating right now. I'll be back. I'll be in there in a
Oh,
minute.
Nah, we're gonna wait till he get back then.
okay. Cam, go ahead.
And Cam, before you speak, you gotta start hopping in, bro.
David, no, David, that help, nigga. I only said like one fucking thing, nigga. I was like, bruh, that was some dumbass
No,
shit.
bro, I
Cause
had to tell you to stop.
This nigga said Andre Dickens for some shit. I'm like,
The
what
Wait,
the
no,
mayor
fuck?
of
Cam,
Atlanta.
be
That shit was
objective.
fucking dumb as fuck.
Hey,
Be
I was like,
Cam.
no way this nigga just said
objective.
that shit.
Hey, Cam.
Be
Let me
Nigga,
give you
my
some
objective,
grandma
right,
advice
don't even
real
know
Greg?
who
quick.
Andre Dickens is.